Okay, Sam, again, if my voice is like cut out, I'm sick, just a little bit. But anyways, off of that, today I want to talk to you guys about something. This is not going to be on a theory about this. Sorry if you guys think about that. But this is going to be a theory about Destiny. A lot of people play Destiny. It's one of my favorite games, and so is Borderlands. And Borderlands could have a lot more theories than Destiny, but then again, it has the same amount. So today, I want to talk about that. And today, I'm just trying to go through a new thing, just so you guys know. I'm going to try to do a new thing here. I really hope you guys don't, mind this. But, hold on, let me fix that. Sorry, guys. The problem with this, though, with Destiny to me, is the characters. Now, if you guys don't know, Peter Dinklage, I forgot his name, but he was in Game of Thrones, and they switched his voice out with the soon-to-be character in, sorry guys if you see that black screen again, I'm sorry. The soon-to-be character in the Nathan Drake Uncharted 4, and a lot of people were kind of against this, and I sat there and I liked the old voice, but why did they switch it out? Well, Destiny is I wouldn't say PS4 exclusive, but more of a PS4 game than Xbox, and a lot of Xbox 360 players play this game, and that's okay. The problem with this, though, is that Uncharted is a PS4 game. They thought it would be kind of awkward to have someone that's so rich, and that in Destiny, and that's a video game, so they thought, possibly, they thought that it could just use some improving. Now, that's what people think actually happened. What I think, though, is that he was just so expensive, they didn't want to use him. And that was kind of a disappointment to me. I thought he was a great character, and I loved his voice in there. I used to watch Game of Thrones. I haven't seen any other videos of it, or not videos, I'm sorry, episodes of it, and it's kind of a real disappointment that me, a person that doesn't watch it, is backing this guy up. And I don't really care, really. But his voice was just so perfect. He played a little robot that didn't count. And when the Taken King came out, there would be so many cutscenes and so many, how should I say, characters? No. But there's so many players to play as.
Sam joined my party.
And, oh my god. And I just wanted to stick with him, I would have said to them, but what really happened, though, is the problem, well, not really happened, but what I think really happened is that he disagreed with the idea of making it going in a DLC, and I don't blame him. I would accept it, though, because of course I am a gamer that loves this Destiny game. It's one of the best games that I've played and seen that Bungie has created. It was really good concept as well. You know, it wasn't the crappiest game they've made, and I know for a fact they made some bad games back then, and then they made good games. They made pretty much both, and I was cool with it. But the problem with changing the voice was no one really liked the new voice, and sorry if you do, but no one really liked it, and they just kind of felt that the old voice needed to come in with the new. And now that the game is out, Uncharted, no, it's not out yet, but it will be soon. You know, all these characters are now all together. And also, now that you think about it, they need someone that would work with the PS4 too. Because really, Peter Dinklage, you know, he had, I wouldn't say, he had another job other than just a voice actor. And really, I respected that. him being in the Game of Thrones, and if he still wasn't the character as the ghost, I would be okay with it. It's not bad, it's not right. I'm not gonna say anything like that, but I enjoyed it, hearing his voice. And they needed someone cheaper, I should say. He's expensive, as some people would say expensive. I don't think that's the right word to say. But nobody really, I mean, everybody, hang on, I'm sorry. What was I gonna say? It was just hounds, alright. But really, they just thought he was way expensive. And really, I don't see how he was. Like, he accepted the role, playing as the ghost, and the ghost, I know, he's not one of the main characters, and I wouldn't say he's one of the main characters in Game of Thrones either. Technically he is. I loved him in Game of Thrones. And I really hope, other people did too. I really would hate to see everybody criticizing about how bad his voice acting was. And it's happened. It has happened. He has been, a lot of people have been complaining about his terrible voice acting. I said it was beautiful that they actually had someone from a famous TV show, in their game. And that's really awesome that Bungie and Activision would work together. I'm not lying there. It's just one of the moments that me and my friends started joking around, saying that Bungie and them would never work together, and that just kind of backed into saying, yeah, they will work together. And they have. It's really freaking cool that they did. That they kind of put thought into the show and also into the game. And it took a long time to make Destiny. If everybody knows, it was announced in 2012 and was released in 2014. It took 2 years of developing, but it was also Easter egged in Halo Reach and one of the maps, and I don't have any footage of that, and I apologize for that. I don't have any footage. All right. And about this, and that kind of sucks. How there's no footage of that I could have recorded, but still, really a great game, great voice actor, and I'm surprised. I was surprised when they said they were removing his voice, and I don't know much about game development and how much they have to pay them, but everybody else said they would do it, except him. From what I hear. And really, a theory of most people is saying that he really didn't like the game, his voice acting either, and that's what I don't believe. Right there, you could just stop watching the video and say, yeah, all right, here's the theory. He didn't like the game. He didn't like his own voice acting. Really, he was playing as a little wimpy guy, when in the Game of Thrones he's one of the most epic. I'm sorry, I don't know why I like picking that up, but yeah. And it was just surprising to me, and as soon as Bungie announced it, that was the most surprising thing I've ever heard. They're getting rid of him? Like, really? And I know that, putting him in the game costed a lot of money, and it did. He wanted to pay. And I could understand if he didn't want to either. Can anybody? And it kind of sucks though, how they removed him. A lot of people loved it, and then a lot of people didn't. Which is really surprising how people didn't like his voice acting. And I'm quite surprised about this theory. Another theory. This is not mine. This is actually from a video. They didn't like him. By they, I mean Bungie. They didn't like him, and I started thinking about that. I was like, well, I mean, they did put him in in their game, but then again, he didn't do much. If you thought about it, what he did do though is just go there, get paid, and that's it. A lot of people said that he didn't like his job. They didn't like him. And I kind of disagreed with that theory right there. And yeah, it just kind of seemed so fake. that they would say that. Would you believe that? Them saying that? I wouldn't. For a fact, I know I wouldn't. That's really surprising to hear people say they didn't like him. Really? If you didn't like him, then why would you have him in your game? Exactly the point. Where most would say, well, I mean, they maybe did like him, then didn't. And I still disagree with the theory that they traded him for a man named, I forgot his name. That's how much I didn't like this theory. And I'm just upset with Bungie with removing him. One of the most best characters I have ever seen in a video game. And I know Telltale has made the Game of Thrones game, I think, which is really funny. I kind of thought, you know, Game of Thrones would only be like a kind of, you know, like a TV show, not actually a game. And it's funny because they say game in the name too, and you know, that's kind of the weirdest part. What I think is the weird part. And just hearing that, and I said again, I'm sorry for saying this repeatedly amount of times. They don't like him. Really? You're gonna say that? I disagree with that. I thought they loved him, and really, I loved his acting in it too. Although, you know, he didn't play as much as anybody else did, he still was my favorite character. I loved the ghost, and now that they changed it, I hate the ghost now. I'm not saying the voice acting was bad, but now that not only that, but they added defense for it, and where's the point in that, really? And a lot of people still, again, are probably disagreeing with me, probably gonna say, you suck, I don't know why you're thinking about this, blah blah blah, your theory sucks. My theory is that although he was too expensive, they just fully liked him, and they thought he was just they just thought he was well, expensive, yeah, is one word, but then there's another word saying that he didn't really, you know, do much. That's another way. That's my way of saying it. You know, saying that someone just doesn't like the job that they're doing is just insane to me. And I freaking would love to do that, to play as a character in a video game, one that's really famous, mind you. You're saying that you don't like the game, and again, like I said, it's just not the best way to put a character so famous in a game and then getting rid of him. Like, really? And I'm sorry I'm raising my voice at this, but Bungie, really? Like, you guys just thought, oh yeah, he's too expensive. What is that? What you're pretty much saying, Destiny is not getting paid enough. Mind you, Destiny was the best game ever. One of the best gamers, I mean the best gamers of course played it. The worst gamers played it. Everybody played it. Everybody. It was a game for everyone. You can't just say the game wasn't a success. It had over 2 million copies sold, if I recall. And you can't just say yeah, it wasn't a good idea. This kind of sucks. All right. Sorry for the black spot. Oh god, just getting so annoying. See this? What I had to put up with through, but still, you're getting rid of a character, a famous character, mind you, and saying that it wasn't good. I could say the same thing about Halo 5. It's rated T14. I'm okay with that, but it's only rated. But it's only for Xbox Xbox One. And if it was for Xbox 360, I would go back to old gaming. Really, that was just a complete fail. Like, Halo got so many downloads for Halo 4. It was a perfect game. Halo 3, perfect. Halo Reach, perfect. Everybody loved it on Xbox. But then they made Halo 5, where more of the gamers played Xbox 360 over Xbox One. And they're just getting rid of this? Bungie. Yeah, and alright, that's gonna be the end of this video. Sorry if you guys hate me. I'll leave something down there for you guys to watch, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. That awkward moment though.